Hello there, and welcome to the Cargo Bay Presents Set Guides 1980 Top Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back Series 3 The Conclusion. Cards 265 through 352 and stickers 67 through 88. Holy smokes, I'm Brady C. Here with my co host as always.
Adam BC. We got a technical issue in the cargo bay where we're slightly askew right now. I know it's happening,
exciting.
folks, but that intro was golden, so we're just gonna roll with it, I think.
Gonna roll with the punches as we do on the Cargo Bay.
BC, are you excited to finish The Empire Strikes Back here, BC?
I'll say this. Meh. To me, it's a direct reflection of this set, which I will say in my research, I did not enjoy as much as set 1 or set 2. I got a few reasons why. I do love the title card. We got a beautiful picture card series 3. But one of my issues is going to be the color continuity between series 1, 2, and 3 takes a big old left turn on series 3 in favor of the yellow and orangish board with the green outline on it, which is completely different from the gray and silver that we've had with the red and the blue outlines.
Yeah, odd choice, BC. I kind of like it. But only because it's ugly. Like, I don't know.
I'd like it more as a standalone thing, but as the continuity of 352 cards. 88 of them look substantially different than the other ones, where I'm just kind of like, this is a little strange.
Yeah, absolutely.
But standalone, I don't dislike them that much. It's just like my collector brain sees 352 cards, and if I'm flipping through like a binder, once I get to this, I'm like, what did they do? What has happened? Why did they change the color so much?
It is a super odd choice of like, why don't we just do the green? Well, I guess the answer probably is these were for kids, not adults, and someone was just like, kids will like the more vibrant borders.
Yeah.
And someone was like, okay, that'll make us an extra few $1,000s.
Yeah.
I'll believe it.
Yeah. That sounds like the reason. But yeah, if we wanna hit the old next slide, we're gonna continue sort of our streak of having the first portion of the set be kind of a different kind of thing. So we've got these like animated character cards as cards 266 through 281, which I do think these are pretty cool.
I love this Probot card especially. Really cool images. I don't know if these are from the comic books, potentially, or just art created just for this. Maybe I should have looked, but these are cool. There's Starfile designs without that typewriter font. They changed the font.
Here, I'll just say this: as your set guide cruise directors, you can only expect us to do so much research. I'm sorry. You know,
there are books about these, right?
there are, which we don't own.
They're expensive.
Yeah. You get what you get for coming to the Cargo Bay, which is a couple shining personalities talking about cool cards. So, for further information, go to your local library and see if you can find that book.
Or BC, I tell you what I did to prepare for this video. I did a little research over on EW Rip and stuff. Because he opened a box of Series 3, and there was a bit of a debacle there, BC.
Oh my goodness, a debacle, yes.
These cards were not included in that box.
Yeah, shout out EW Rip and stuff for always being one of our primary research sources whenever we are set guides. If you do want better content, go check that out as he goes through the opening of the actual boxes of some of this stuff. Famously, his box was missing these character cards, in addition to, spoiler alert for some of the other stuff, the McQuarrie and the behind-the-scenes set. Turns out the correlation on his was not very good because it's the entire middle section of the printed sheet set that had those cards that was just excluded from his box, which is obviously a mega bummer that they were not in there. But yeah, you can see what most of these cards look like as he goes through and opens boxes, but definitely not these because they weren't in there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Papa Tops.
Yeah, even back then we had some problems from Papa Tops, but BC we did spoil a little bit of the excitement in those box videos. Yeah. So let's just go ahead and plug that channel for all your vintage Star Wars sets. Again, you'll probably learn more than watching this, but we're moving on anyway, BC.
Hey, we're gonna keep on going. We've got the base card design. This is what the base card design looks like. This is that yellow and green, and I picked an image that I thought you in particular might enjoy.
BC, I love this card. Fantastic, terrifying protocol droids. There are a lot of creepy 3POs. It's kind of impressive that 3PO isn't creepy in the Star Wars movies, because anytime I see still images, especially of more than one protocol droid next to each other, it's
a little scary.
Terrifying.
It quickly can turn into a horror movie. Get one of them protocol droids in the same room, and they stare at you with those dead eyes.
I can't hear you right now because I just pulled my headphone cable out, BC, but I am clicking the next slide.
I was only saying very positive things about you while your headphones was.
Thank you.
Don't tell them in the comments what I was actually saying. Yes, on the back of the cards, we move from, so in series 1, we had image about what was on the front of the card. Series 2, we had some trivia in there for you. And now we're moving on to quotes. The back design, fairly similar. They took away the coming up next that was in Series 1 that previewed the next card in the set. But they do have movie quotes in here. I'm kind of like, fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nonplussed.
In the world where I have seen this movie dozens, if not over 100 times, not a big deal. But again, if I didn't have a VHS of it, it might be cool to go around the playground talking like Tarkin.
Yeah. Talking like Tarkin. That's going to be the name of our podcast adventure. Talking like Tarkin.
I bet there's a Talking Tarkin podcast.
Talking Tarkin.
It's a crowded space. This is the Star Wars universe.
All right. Well, there goes that idea. Backs of the cards. Fine. So let's move on to some of the cool cards, some of the things we want to highlight here. And of course, Portrait of an Ugnaught belongs in the Louvre, my friend. Beautiful.
If only they would have had Photoshop to do a nice oil paint filter on that Portrait of an Ugnaught. Descent into danger. Oh my goodness. Stunt double is about to hit that rail hard.
Yeah, he's going to land on those soft mattresses beneath him. And a great 2-1B card.
It's a cool card, but man, that name bothers me with the TOO.
It's too much 1B.
Weird.
Or also 1B.
Some of these images do somehow match the gold and green, but not all of them.
No.
And they also have... It makes me want to go back and look at the other series to see if that interior border was white on all of them, because they've got that, that white border if it was just silver on the inside, which is what I assumed, but could be I wasn't looking close enough. Oh, it's silver like looking to me.
Yeah, it's a little more white.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It kind of matches the whitish, grayish portion of it.
Well, moving on to more cool cards, BC. The ominous one.
The ominous one. There's also an awesome one of Vader's set, so he's both awesome and awesome. It is a great Vader card. I do think those colors work pretty well with our borders there. We've also got Vader's Private Chamber. Cool card.
Great moment.
And then the X-Wing cockpit from kind of an angle that you don't get to see too much.
Yeah, super cool to see that that big swath of the X-Wing that is underneath the glass, but still inaccessible when it's closed. Cool to see all those little doodads in there. I love an X-Wing cockpit.
Well, why do you think I grabbed this one? It was for the doodads. If you've been watching this video series, you do know that we legitimately love all of the doodads that are on set pieces. So anytime a card highlights that, I'm gonna pull that image and say, "Isn't that cool? Isn't that neat?" Even if it's not the world's most desirable card, I just think it's cool to see what's going on. That
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, odd angle there of the image, but I'm glad they jammed it on that card anyway. And moving on to the next slide. Ooh, there are some winners here, BC.
The Champions of Freedom is great on a lot of levels.
Uh-huh.
The card name itself, Champions of Freedom, just makes me giggle with delight. It is such a like promo shot
Yes.
too that doesn't exist in anything.
I've never seen this before.
This is a pretty collectible card from this set because you get the big four in there. Also, the name is Champions of Freedom, which is just wonderful.
I mean, it's great to imagine. I always like imagining how cranky Harrison Ford was doing this kind of thing. And
anything promotional, you could tell was seething underneath.
All of you posed together in something that has nothing to do with the film. And Leia, how about you hold this blaster that you won't use in the movie? Great card.
Yeah, it's a well posed sort of Sears family shot, you know. Yeah. So it's a good one. It's a good glamour shot. A great bounty hunter IG-80 card.
Very cool.
Talk about handmade stuff. You drop that robot anywhere, you take a good picture of him.
Good image to see his arm that is just a gun stuck on a hinge. Don't get many good views of that. So yeah, cool card.
And then for all my romance heads out there, their last kiss? Question mark.
I love that speculation.
What is it? Is it? What? Spoiler alert, it's not. There's gonna be more smooches to come.
Yeah, I wish that was the same for. I wish there was a Luke card kissing.
Their last kiss?
Do we have a Luke kissing Leia card in any of these sets? I haven't seen one.
I don't think so. I don't think so, and thank goodness.
Yeah,
because it doesn't age super well.
No, it would be interesting.
The Star Wars Princess cards, not at the best.
I wonder if we've ever gotten a card period from Topps of that moment. Probably not.
I don't know. We'll have to dig through the archives. If anyone has one out there, comment below or email us at thecargobaypod@protonmail.com if you've got a Luke and Leia lip lock card out there, if it exists. Let us know.
I guess.
We are wildly curious about it at this point.
Definitely don't spend any time making one, please.
Please do not do that. No. Let's go on to even more cool cards.
Nice.
A lot of Hoth across the set. I just want to grab some Walker shots here too. So you got the Walkers close in. Those would have to have been some model work there. You've got In the Path of Danger, and probably my favorite one, which is definitely a painting of some kind, is the Rebel Snowspeeders Zero In.
I love this image. I think this is directly from the movie, though. I think that the one with the smoke trailing is about to spin a few times and crash into the foot of a walker. But I don't know. I could be wrong. There's definitely a lot of... I mean, this sequence, every time I watch it, I'm just like, how did they do this? Maybe more than the trench run, even budget considered, I'm just like, wow.
There's so much stop motion, so much like miniature work. There's the way they combined all the elements is truly astounding.
Bonkers stuff. I remember there was a fan film that I really liked when I was a teenager. I think it was a Pink 5 fan film where they were just like, why don't we just stay behind them? They've only got guns on the front. We could really just
go to the back
in front of them. But yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Moving on, we have Magnificent Rebel Starship VC. I love it.
Magnificent. These I grabbed for names and images. Magnificent Rebel Starship. Busy as a Wookiee. it's gonna be my autobiography with me on the cover doing one of these, you know.
Yeah.
Busy as a Wookiee by BC. The BC story. And the Wizard of Dagobah, which is a great Yoda card.
This might be my this image of Yoda is used for a lot of things because
Everything.
it's
Yeah,
fantastic. But yeah, if I could have a Yoda card in a mint 10, I want this Wizard of Dagobah.
It's the Wizard of
cool.
Dagobah for sure. Yeah. It's not the first appearance Yoda star file, but to me this is cooler as the Wizard of Dagobah. The spoiler warning, we're not trying to pump these cards. We don't own them. We're not invested in them. We just generally like them. Don't spend more money than they're worth on them. But
There's
if you
a lot
can
of
grab a loose one of these for a couple bucks, do it because they're cheap. These are cool.
Magnificent Rebel Starship. I believe that's the Redemption. Is the name of that ship. Why can I not remember the model name of it? Because my brain is melting. Click in the next slide.
My brain's melting. Even more cool cards. Now, we don't quite have brother and sister kissing, but we do have some hand-holding going on toward tomorrow. That's totally legitimate. We got toward tomorrow, toward the unknown, and the landing, which I like the landing because it harkens back to the matte painting days of Cloud City, you know, before we got all CGI'd out in the updated editions.
That I watch the despecialized versions of Star Wars when I watch it now, and that is one of the most jarring transitions. Is like,
yeah, it's big.
It hurts to lose the matte paintings. There are a few things. Some of the only improvements I think exist are the interior of Cloud City is just a lot of white walls. In the special editions, they put in a lot of windows to like, you know, these beautiful vistas. But I always prefer seeing what was on the screen when the movie was released. But yeah, more cool cards. You know, I love a pilot card.
Anytime he's in that flight suit, it's a great look for a great Luke, who's a great performer or whatever it was in
gifted
performer. Yeah, for a gifted performer. If you want to hit the next slide, we can go to McQuarrie Strikes Back. We come back with more space paintings in Series 3. We get actually kind of a combination of Series 1 and 2 at the end of Series 3, where we get space paintings and behind the scenes stuff that come into this. So you kind of got like a triple insert set if you count those animated cartoon character ones from the beginning and the space paintings and the behind the scenes. You need only go back to our Series 1 to hear rant and rave about how much we love Corey and his space paintings. But you get even more in that. Great stuff. Fantastic.
This is definitely the highlight of the Empire Strikes Back cards for me. Love McQuarrie. I have this Cloud City one is a backdrop over here for my card shelf.
Love it.
But I love the images you selected here. I love all of them, all of the McQuarrie space paintings. I want them all someday.
Yeah, they're fantastic. And if you hit the old next slide, we got some behind the scenes where you've got the Snowwalker model. I thought the Millennium Falcon miniature next to the quarter on the card for scale was amazing.
That's super cool. That's when they're hiding on the back of the Star Destroyer, I'm sure.
And if you're scared of multiple protocol droids, just imagine their disembodied heads laying next to a stormtrooper helmet. And you have this card of helmets and costumes.
There you go. Of helmets and costumes. Like of mice and men?
That's exactly where my mind went to. And then I had no idea why it would be making a Steinbeck reference in a trading card. So I don't know, just maybe they got tired towards the end of the series. They're like, I have helmets and gosh, there's a picture of helmets and costumes. They're like, well, we can't say picture of helmets and costumes.
Doesn't fit.
Doesn't fit. We'll take off picture and just say of helmets and costumes. gives it a little artistic flair, which is nice. And to finish off the set, we're gonna go to the stickers, which is just wildly disappointing. It's all letters.
Yeah.
It's all letters.
Man, the M and W letters just don't even work. I will say that Y card is a great, or the Y sticker, great image of an X-wing. Why is it on the Y-wing card? What are you doing? You got a Walker on the W.
I don't know. I do like the green and the blue. I think
Yeah.
those colors work very nicely together. But I don't know. To me, the letter stickers just I don't love them. I think they're cool for what they are, but for like me as a collector, I'm not interested in them. But as a completionist, I can see why you'd go after them. But I don't know. I just be inclined to not go after the letters.
BC, I have to do a little bit of emergency surgery right here because there was one more card in our references that you pulled that almost makes the entire set for me.
Oh, okay.
And
which card was it?
It's of the X-wing taking flight over Dagobah. I'll insert this here in post-production, so this will be fancy. Watch this. Look.
A little post-production work here. What are we fancy? What's happened at the cargo bay, huh?
It's flight of the X-wing, and the other one is, I believe, Imperial Walker's attack, which has been used for like the Empire Strikes Back Atari game, for example. It's just the image of the Walkers cresting the hill, shooting their laser beams. Very ominous. So
heck yeah.
Yeah, there are a few cards that I really like in this set. Although I think 2 is going to be my favorite as far as image selection goes.
I think I'm a hard agree on set 2 of the 3 Empire Strikes Back sets being the image selection favorite. Again, for me, this one just kind of falls a little bit short for the reasons I said earlier. The color, it's a smaller set. The stickers are all letters. You don't get kind of cool portrait stickers on some of them. But as a huge fan of the movie Empire Strikes Back, I really don't think you can go wrong with any of these. There are great images across all sets. You just got to find the ones you like. There aren't. I have been looking. There aren't a ton of these graded for sale. There's some, but for me, it's like I'm looking for a specific one of something. In terms of like what I would add to my collection. But you can always get these loose. There's a ton of them on eBay for relatively inexpensive. So as you're doing, you said you're going through, you're getting a card, like one single card from the sets. There's no shortage of cool cards to choose from in any of the 3. You can't really go wrong if you've got your eye towards a cool card or cool image. Empire Strikes Back does not disappoint.
No, I'm pleased. I was a little skeptical of the Empire Strikes Back trading cards in general going in, and because I've only really seen them on eBay and usually in terrible, awful condition. Coming out with a greater appreciation and respect for the cards.
That's what we do here at the cargo bay. If not thorough research, is a decent amount and healthy amount of respect being put on the set.
Hey, you know how difficult it is to make an unpaid slideshow twice a week? It takes time.
It takes time.
It takes Googling.
You think these things make themselves? But in all seriousness, I was just gonna say we appreciate those of you who do watch our set guides and stick with us. If you're new here, this is kind of the general tone that we do strike whenever we make these. If you dig it, like and subscribe. Comment down below if you also dig these cards too.
And we'll be back, I guess, next week. We're moving on to Return of the Jedi in time for the 40th anniversary celebration.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've been celebrating basically every day the 40th anniversary. It's a very special year for us, the 40th anniversary of the release of Return of the Jedi. So it's kind of been a nonstop party for us, and we'll keep that party rolling with our set guides for series 1 and 2 respectively for Return of the Jedi.
And because it's a question we've gotten a few times in the past, we will take a look at some of the odds and ends sets not from Tops. We'll do that for the entire trilogy. I don't know if there's much out there for Empire Strikes Back, but we'll do a miscellaneous review of non-Tops trading cards once we're done with Return of the Jedi.
And if y'all want to help us out and just mention some specific ones you'd like featured, we should look into. That's what that comment section is for too. We'd be happy to have you aid us in our research for those weirdo sets. So I'll probably keep soliciting that as we go forward for things that we can feature for the oddities that we can look at.
Yeah, thanks for all y'all helpful people, or to all y'all helpful people in the comments. And I guess until next time, bye forever. I'm awaiting your command, BC.
Shoo.
Wow, BC, probably never done a better episode.
We've done it again. We've done it again.